Comeuppance Network.
This is how to watch TV.
On Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV.
Chronologically Lost with Joel and Jenna. My name's Joel.
This is Jenna. We're brought to you by Comeuppance Network. You could find all of our social media links at thisishowtowatchtv.com.
This is our first live show in front of an audience.
No, it's not.
it's
Jimbo
not.
was here a few weeks ago.
That's right. We had somebody in a few weeks ago. Say hi to Amanda, even though she can't
Hi,
see
Amanda.
you. Yeah. She said hi, guys. Well, this is the first episode in a while that's all taken place in one day. With most of it taking place in an instant.
Did you get very angry and throw your Apple TV remote across the room?
No.
Holy cow! What did you do to that?
It sits on the bed and it falls off the bed.
You're like the Velcro king. Why have you not fixed? What is going? Oh my God!
But it's broken a few times. Yeah, shut up.
It's like an $80 remote. Okay, back to the show.
Yeah, but I mean, most of the episode takes place in
like 3 days. Yeah.
No, like
this
a millisecond.
What?
Most of this episode, all of this episode takes place in one calendar day.
Yeah, but usually there's like 3-4 days that we're covering.
It's been a while that we've stuck with one day.
This was a good one.
But most of this was even just within a blink of an eye, so to speak. Day 67, we start at the pier, and the others and Michael walk them onto the pier with the bags on their heads. And they're still dressed up in the rags.
Yeah,
this was perpetuating
like episode 1, season 3, right?
No.
No? 4?
No, it would have been the end of season 2.
I thought they came back after a season to this scene. Yeah, they were all like on the pier, and then Ben coming up in the boat, I feel like was the next season, right?
It may have ended with them getting the bags put over their heads.
Maybe. Okay.
I can't remember.
I thought that was in the middle of the jungle, and they got the bags put over their heads, and that was end of season.
It's possible. I'm going to have to look into that now. Thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
On the podcast.
You're very welcome.
Can't really look it up now. Thanks, Dick. Kate calls Tom out on the fake beer, and he takes it off, and then Ben drives up. And
he had like
Jack
a piece
looks
of
scared
tape
for the first time.
He had like a piece of tape hanging on his
Did
mustache,
he really?
and then all of a sudden he took it off, and I was like, whew, thank God. I didn't want to look at that.
Jack looked scared, which was a nice turn there, considering how long he'd been fucking in charge of the whole Henry situation. I don't know why I'm just comfortable calling him Ben now, because he's playing that role that he becomes.
Well, they haven't introduced him as Ben yet, have they?
No.
I feel like we have to really look at each other like this. I like the table the opposite direction. I feel like I'm really hurting to turn my head.
Well, I mean, you're welcome to go a little bit more to the side if
you know, I don't know.
You don't have to look at me. I mean,
who am I going to look at?
The camera? I mean...
Oh my God, I never do that.
Right. You know that's there, right?
Okay.
That's where the people that are watching
Hey,
would be.
people that are watching. You all hate me anyway, so whatever.
Jeremy got called a crackhead. You're fine.
It's
You're
okay.
doing fine.
I should just start itching myself, apparently.
The fucking best.
I'm like, honey, I'm going to buy you some Benadryl.
I paused it while I was editing it, and he's like,
scratching his neck.
And then I uploaded the video to YouTube, and what it picked is him scratching his neck. No joke. The screenshot of the whole episode.
He's just very allergic to like everything, so he itches all the time. I don't know. Some viewer watched him and said that they were watching without sound, and he looks like a crackhead because he's always scratching himself.
Taking his vape hits. Anyway, so Ben gives Tom shit about the beard.
Why though?
I don't know. Well, because they have to keep perpetuating this thing that they are, that they are this way.
That they live out in the jungle.
Right. That he was still trying to fuck with them by telling them, by making them think that they're dressed in the rags all the time. They're still doing mind games with him. It's all part of the manipulation to get his spinal surgery.
I get it.
Do you?
I do.
Anyway, Ben and Michael take care of business and then go to the opening credits and come back at the hatch where Charlie's...
Good stuff.
Right. Charlie wakes up with the weird hearing due to the explosion.
Isn't that kind of like your hearing, though?
In a way. but
like
I mean, one is fine. One ear is normal.
Okay.
The other one, yes, it's sort of
like the
that.
ringing from the
Like
explosion.
the
yeah,
ringing
where
and
you're
the
like
trying to pop
constantly
your-
like yeah.
Yeah, that's thanks for bringing that up.
Just wanted to
Uh-huh.
remind you.
Well, shit's wrecked in there. Echo's knocked out under some debris. Who are you texting?
The people in the gym are saying that the bathroom floor is flooded.
Oh, perfect. Good thing there's a drain on there.
Perfect.
Did you just text them back? Perfect. hashtag flooded floor.
You can keep talking.
Oh, no, I was just going to wait until you were
Oh.
done. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. So there's less than 4 minutes left on the timer. It's actually going off, and Desmond now wants to press the button. He's basically...
I mean, wouldn't you, though, at this point? Wouldn't
yeah,
you
he
be
tells him
scared
about-
shitless? Like, yes, we're going to press the button.
Right.
We're going to do that.
He tells him about September 22nd. He tells him about September 11th just to... He knew about that. He was just
to
thinking about
scare
it.
him
He
about-
just wanted to go, hey, remember September 11th?
Yeah.
Here's what happened on September 22nd.
But he printed out the log and he realized, he, put the two together.
And Locke is sure it's not real, and he smashes the computer, and Desmond's like, you fucking killed all of us.
You killed us all.
Locke thinks he saved him, and then Desmond turns off the lockdown, and he goes searching for his book, Our Mutual Friend.
Didn't it come right back down? Like...
No, he got rid of it. He made it go up.
Oh, and it stayed up.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it went right back down after he ran out. But,
No,
okay.
up is the way it normally is. He, kind of undid whatever they normally do
Okay.
there. And then he finds the failsafe key in it.
Yes, this was so good.
For the record, failsafe key.
How come you don't have it on a chain?
I don't know. I don't have a chain for it anymore, but it's cool anyway.
This doesn't look like it would actually turn anything.
Okay, you know what? It's a prop from a show.
It's a very bad prop. And it's kind of heavy on this
It's the
end,
same
so-
as the one in the show.
Shh. Got it.
At the new house, there will be a place to plug it in.
Oh,
like the little
really?
flap up thing.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, come on. Those are the kind of little things I'll do at the new house.
Okay.
Of course. Gotta have
course.
that. There's less than 30 seconds, and this time does not work out because he took way fucking longer than 30 seconds to get down in there and actually turn the key.
Well, yeah.
He's
the
like
thing
telling
had-
him stories and stuff, Desmond, before he goes down. It's like, get the fuck down
Yeah,
there. You're
go,
supposed to be
hurry up.
saving everybody. He tells Locke that he saved his life by banging on the door so that now Desmond could in turn save his life.
Yeah.
And the numbers turn to the hieroglyphics. Now, the part about that doesn't make any sense to me is when you see the cards flipping around, they all turn to red and black. You know what I mean? Like when they start flipping, you would normally see the white ones in there.
Like they dropped all the white ones, and now there's just a red and black deck.
Right.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense to me. Like, how are they just flipping like
I
that?
didn't really notice that.
Yeah. Well, it was the last time
Maybe
we
it
were
was
gonna
just
see
like
the
a
clock, so.
thing projecting on the numbers. Like there's not really numbers; they're all just white cards, and now there's just.
I mean, they got crumpled in there afterwards.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't know. Who knows? Desmond says he's gonna blow the dam, and he's sorry for whatever happened. They made him stop believing, but it's fucking real, and he's gonna make it all go away. And then he says, his classic, "See you in another life, brother."
See you in another life, brother.
The way they shot Locke looking down on Desmond, it was like looking down into the hatch again in that shot. I mean, fuck, it sort of is. He's going down another layer into the ground. Charlie is trying to get Echo up. Oh, the speakers are saying system failure. This will be the last time we have one of the speakers, that are...
Well, we will forever have that speaker.
Well, I mean, yes, I'll have it, but the last time we'll see it on the show.
Well, it'll be in the background of the...
I meant
Don't
in
make promises
Chronologically
to the-
Lost.
Oh.
Not our show. Of course I'll still use it as a prop. Fuck. I'm not going to take away one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, but don't we still... No, we'll still see it when we go to Dharmaville.
When are
Or
we going to go to Dharmaville?
New Otherton.
Are we?
What do you mean, are we?
Well, I mean, I know we're going to go there.
Yeah,
but...
they have those on the outsides of the YMCA houses, don't they?
Yeah, but we're not going there for season 5 again, remember? They went... Well, I guess eventually, yes, we will go back there. Never mind, you're right. Shut up.
For the record, let's write down that at 7:48 p.m. on Friday, November 25th, Joel said that Jenna was right.
About something relating to Lost. So, for all those people who think she doesn't know shit, see? She knows thing.
Thing. Jerk.
Hashtag Jenna knows thing.
That's not gonna catch.
That I like that one. Jenna does thing. Charlie's trying to get Echo up, and Silverware starts flying at the wall and shit.
I was very nervous about
shit's
this
blowing
one.
up
I'm like,
and falling everywhere.
Oh God, run!
I was nervous that they were destroying the hatch. You know, like that it's gonna be gone.
I was nervous that
this.
somebody's gonna get a fork in the shoulder.
Right. Desmond's crawling under there, and then Echo tells Charlie to get out, and he almost gets smashed by a washer and dryer.
Yeah. Like mine?
No, like
my washer and dryer?
Yes, they're also like your washer and dryer, but he gets almost smashed by them like on the plane.
What on the plane?
When the aisle cart almost smashed him.
Oh.
Charlie. It was very reminiscent of that scene from the pilot.
I was having a hard time believing that there were really nice front-loading washer and dryers back in 2004. 5, maybe.
Well, I mean, they were filming it in the year that it was set.
I guess. I mean,
maybe a year
I
after.
had top loaders for a real long time, so I just don't believe them.
Just because you
I'm
weren't.
way behind time.
Yeah, how's that Lost's fault? They had a budget.
Their fault.
Echo looks around as the timer caves in on itself, and Locke's like, I was wrong. Like, the way he said it was all fucking weird, wasn't it?
I thought it was more like, I was wrong.
Like he said it with this weird, like...
I didn't think that was going to happen.
Right, I was wrong.
Oh, turn of events.
Desmond opens the lid, and it fucking flies out of there, and then he puts the key in, and he hears Penny say, all we really need to survive is one person who truly loves us, and you have her. I will wait for you always. I love you, blah, blah, blah.
So
we see her in a flashback. And then he says he loves her, and he wakes up covered in red paint. I was like, fuck yes, we're finally getting this scene.
Okay, but so let's talk about this scene, because we've been waiting for this scene for like 30-some episodes.
I mean,
right?
Yes. Yeah,
okay,
roughly.
gotta be. All right.
Sure.
And we've talked about how it was out of place and out of order and all that. So this is now his dream because he was knocked out from the blast.
No. This is like the Flash Sideways.
Then it doesn't belong here.
Why?
Why would it belong here?
Because this is when it's occurring to him.
So he died? Because I thought all the sideways were them dying and waiting to go to church.
It sounds like a cop-out answer when I say this, but Desmond is special, and the rules don't apply to him. So he can... When later, in the final season, when Widmore puts him in that thing where the big coils... And then Desmond can go between the two. That's the same kind of thing that happened. That amount of electromagnetism caused him to...
Then this, if it's not a dream, then this belonged back where the timeline should have been.
What do you mean? This is not really happening.
Then that's my point.
So it should be where? If it's not
really
happening
If it's a dream,
at
it's
all.
Okay for it to be right where it's at. But you're arguing that it's not a dream.
Right. He can't. It's a ridiculous.
I feel like this is a circle.
It's a ridiculous splitting hairs argument, but it's not a dream because a dream is just something he's imagining. I think this is actually happening, and I think Eloise is actually calling him on it later. Like I think that's happening in real time to those characters.
Then it belongs back in time or in the sideways. It doesn't belong here.
I think it only belongs here in the sense that we got Claire's her memories occurring when she remembered them in the part where she got taken into the
which
hatch.
is why I was saying that maybe this was just a dream for him because now he just got blasted with the electromagnetism, and so you're saying that because all that electromagnetism just went through him, it threw him into another time.
Essentially.
Yes, but then that should have thrown that time into the timeline properly because he lived it. Even if everybody else didn't, or maybe they did, it happened.
Because he said, like when he went into the
but
pub
this is like
later,
an alternate universe.
Yes, right.
So
That's why
Penny
I'm calling
wouldn't
it the
remember
Sideways.
this.
Right.
Okay, so... But it's not a sideways because he's not dead.
Exactly, but Desmond is special. So, like, he gets to just have that little thing right then, which is almost like a do-over, but he can't do it.
But all the other jump-arounds he remembers and actually happen.
Yes.
But this one is just a dream.
This one is...
A live dream. Hashtag live dream.
Oh, fuck. I don't know what to call this. How would you distinguish this? It's
I would distinguish it by saying it's a live dream.
I mean, but that's not very descriptive.
Because he is living it.
Right.
But no one else is, even though everyone else is interacting with him. He already did this in the past in a different sequence.
I can't really explain this
So
one
he's-
all the way.
He's remembering subconsciously.
But it's not a memory. It's something that's happening right
But
then.
he did all that shit in a different order.
Right. Do you think... okay, so you think
So
that...
he's trying to change things subconsciously.
So do you think that he woke up in red paint at some point?
Yes.
Before?
Yes.
Not just now?
Yes.
I don't think that ever happened.
Yeah, it did.
How do we know that?
Well, I mean,
We didn't
because
see it in regular
because
time.
Penny remembered it, and he went and did all the things where he actually went to Widmore and asked for the job, and then asked for Penny's hand in marriage, and then
But
went.
he did all that...
He did all that in real life, and then he walked past that place, or went to get the ring, and when he walked past that armed forces place, he actually signed up and left.
So that's why the rules don't apply to Desmond, because
Yes.
whatever happened is regularly the rule.
Right.
He was trying to change that.
So he has a
and
live
she
dream.
must be special too, Hawking, because she was able to recognize at the time that
No,
you're not allowed to do that.
this.
Yeah, no, that's not the
No,
way it
that's
goes.
not what you did.
So she must be special too, in a way.
So I thought about that too, because she is either someone who always knows the future or has jumped forward and backward so often that she knows how everything's going to pan out.
And that doesn't work out well for people, jumping through time.
No. So, but she did it, apparently.
Did she?
Yeah, because she knew that guy with the red shoes was going to die.
You think that's why? Or do you think it's because she remembers... Because unlike Charlie, she remembers this happening before.
That, or because Desmond had already lived that whole sequence of events, maybe he knew that the guy was going to die with the red shoes, and in his dreamlike sequence,
So like
she pointed out, like, oh, hey, that guy's going to die.
He's narrating
He's
through
narrating
her.
through her.
I gotcha.
That's
I like
that's
that.
the only way that this makes sense, is that he subconsciously remembers all this, and it's a dream, and he's trying to change his past because he remembers how he did it, and it was all wrong because he left Penny.
It's
and
like The Constant in a way.
he wants to be with Penny, but so he's trying to change things to be with her, and then realizes that he has to do wrong in
He
order
has
to be with
do,
her in the end.
he has to do what he did originally in order to
Right.
to make it all work out the way that it did. Well, anyway, he.
Jenna sounds like she's right in this one. Can you open that? Thanks so much.
What do you mean? We
Your
came to a
sigh of-
consensus.
I guess I agree.
Well, I mean,
God.
what else? I can't think of any other angle
There's-
to go at
no,
it from,
there's not.
because
I mean, but I was so angry for so long that paint scene was
That we
not
weren't
already.
seeing it, yeah.
But I guess it makes sense only in the fact that if we're saying that Desmond is dreaming this because of the electromagnetism exposure
he's
at this
not
point in
even
time.
dreaming it. He's living it again. He's choosing to do the same things to get back where he was.
Okay,
where he
but
ended up.
dreams can feel so real.
But I don't think that was. I don't think that's this.
You think
case.
that he was actually shoved back in time and
Yes.
living this?
I think this was our first foray into time travel, and they were sort of testing the waters.
Okay.
With that scene with what's the guy's name? Donovan, when he talks to his friend.
Oh yeah.
Like he's discussing time travel. I think they were, he was trying to get us open to that possibility eventually, that like, you end up, his consciousness from a different time would be in the body that he is now.
Yeah.
As opposed to it being like, I was trying to think earlier, wouldn't there be another Desmond? But no, there wouldn't be, because he was... That's probably
But
why
how
he
in
ended
the
up passed
future would
out.
he not remember that he had jumped back in time
Because
at that
it
point?
didn't happen before.
So
Desmond
he
is able
just
to
blanked
change
out.
things.
No, I'm saying the Desmond that lived at that point in time in the past.
Because it didn't happen originally, is what I'm saying. This is much like with Faraday, where Faraday was able to knock on the door and Desmond answered, and he talked to him.
Yeah.
That, and then Desmond like wakes up in the future and remembers that. We'll see that later.
Oh, because
it's
Faraday.
a new memory.
Okay.
So that's how it would have happened then. Is he wouldn't have known that already because it didn't happen before. But since Desmond's special, he can. I'm telling you, it's
But
complicated
why
as
is he
fuck.
special?
Probably because of this moment. Probably because of his being exposed to the electromagnetism.
Okay.
I think that's the
And
moment
Faraday
that makes him
is special because he is the child of people who have been exposed to electromagnetism.
That's possible. I didn't really... well, Faraday... What do you mean he's special? Because what do you mean by
Because
that?
he can, like,
That looks like
knock
you were
on the...
jerking off.
He can knock on the door.
No, that was because Desmond was special.
Yeah, but Faraday was special too because he was
In the sense that he
able,
was able to figure out that
get
Desmond was special.
Eloise the rabbit to do stuff, right? The bunny, Eloise the bunny rabbit.
Eloise the mouse.
The mouse?
Yeah.
The mouse?
Yeah.
Who was oh, Ben had the rabbits.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Eloise.
See, she doesn't know thing. Back to that. I mean, lots of things. I mean, we just kind of talked about a lot of shit, but...
That was a lot. So that was the whole episode. You
Right.
guys have a great night.
A couple things were like telling him that it wasn't real. You know, the timer for the microwave.
That was
he
bizarre.
looked, it was 108 and it was beeping like the
Yeah.
timer. And I mean, like, if I could get that microwave, I want it.
Yeah.
I want a microwave that
don't
beeps like
at all.
that when it happens.
No.
Come on, that'd be awesome.
That'd be very irritating.
He goes to Widmore Industries. There was a parcel for $8.15,
Yeah.
which was interesting. He flashes to the hatch numbers, so he's
No, he said for 8.15. It wasn't just
gotcha.
8.15.
That's why
Package for 8.15.
Gotcha. So then he flashed to
And
entering
he's
the
like,
numbers.
what?
So
For 8.15?
this was again a preface for season 6.
Okay.
That was him remembering, like everybody, like all the other characters end up doing.
But he wasn't dead at this point, which is where they kind of, there's that fine line of
Right.
whatever. Okay.
In his office, we find out that Desmond dropped out of college to look after his 3 brothers. Did he tell each of them that he would see them in another life?
See you in another life, brother.
To all 3 of his brothers? Yeah, so no military experience. I thought he was in the military.
Oh my God! Did you not listen to what I said?
But
like
that happened after then, right?
Yes, he
Yeah.
left Widmore's office because Widmore told him he was
But
a
he
piece of
didn't
shit.
sign up for the military just
did.
then. No, he looked at the place and
I
walked
know
past.
because he made a decision to change
Oh, gotcha.
something.
So after that, he went back and he went and signed up.
Yeah, because he told her that it wasn't going to work out.
Right.
So he went back
Okay.
and signed up. But maybe before.
God, could he have been any more manipulated by her dad? Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
but in the past, well, Eloise said, no, you don't buy the ring, you leave.
Right.
So maybe in the past, he didn't buy the ring, walked past the Marines or
And
whatever,
signed up.
and just signed up.
Yeah, that would have been the case. Okay, so they were teasing us with what his original choices were versus what he's
Right.
trying to do differently
Yes,
now.
he tried to pass up on joining the military,
Right.
and he wanted to make it work with Penny,
Right.
but that wasn't going to work.
So he ends up telling Widmore that he's not there for a job, even though he offers him a job. He's like, I'm here for your daughter's hand in marriage. And I liked the thing about Admiral McCutcheon.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if that was somebody that he knew. Remember,
McCutcheon?
Widmore was in the military, and he was
Yeah.
saying this Admiral McCutcheon retired with more medals, than any man before or since, and that the liquor was his crowning achievement, and this sip cost more than you could make in a month. If you're not good enough to drink my whiskey, you're not good enough for my daughter. Holy fucking shit!
Super shitty.
Right? Good God.
Yeah, I don't even think that our dad would say something so shitty.
Right. It was pretty poetic too. So I mean, that's sort of
Someone
negates
wrote it
as well.
for him.
Right. Outside, Charlie's playing Wonderwall, and then Desmond tells him that he knows him, and then he remembers back to the hatch, and he tells him about the hatch and the button on an island, and he's remembering this happening before and predicts that it's going to rain, and then it does. So yeah, he is remembering that. It's not like he's not having deja vu here.
But this was setting us up for the bar scene because he called it.
Exactly. Yeah, so he goes for a drink to discuss time travel with his friend. And I was like, he asked if he's insane. I said, okay, well, this is interesting. Assuming this happened, Desmond told him about the island and the hatches and shit. So somebody that was not involved knows of the island.
But he doesn't believe him because he thinks Desmond is crazy.
Right. But I just thought it was interesting that somebody has the information that nobody has been able to tell.
Like Widmore and Eloise.
Good point. He's asking his friend, as a psychic or as a physicist, if it's possible for him to be living his life over again. And he brings up that Penny's dad told him he'd never be a great man, and then he makes up a scenario in which he's pushing a button to save the world.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was a great fucking point. Like, I could see exactly why he would doubt him. He asks what happens next, and he's like, that's not how it works. Convenient. You know, that's basically every time anybody's ever said weird shit like that. They're like, yeah, well, then what's next? Well, I don't know that.
I don't know.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't believe you then.
The Cubs will win the World Series in 2016.
Right. Desmond hears Make Your Own Kind of Music on the jukebox, and he has the deja vu. He remembers an evening where England came back and won by, they were 2 points down, and blah, blah, blah. And then Jimmy Lennon comes in and hits the bartender with a cricket bat.
Right.
And then he's wrong. They don't win. And he tells him there's no such thing as time travel. And he's like, look, why don't you just fucking go marry Penny if you're really into her instead of dicking around with all this shit.
He should.
He wakes her up when he goes home, and she asks what her father said, and he tells her, well, he doesn't tell her at all what happened. She wants to celebrate him escaping his employ, which, I mean, that's almost like the Jin and Sun thing.
Kind of.
Where, I mean, it is the same thing, really. Jin had to work for... He just rejected the offer, basically. He rejected the offer to work for his daughter. I don't know. He's bummed out, and then he asks why she loves him, and he's like, she goes, because you're a good man. No, she didn't say a great man. Her dad said he would never be a great man.
Oh.
So it had to be a real kick in the balls, and she goes, you're a good man. So close.
So close.
So so this is where Eloise at the jewelry shop, she waits on him, and then she shows him the ring and says it has the sparkle of life. I thought that felt very much like...
It was a pretty ring.
Yeah? He says he'll take it, and she's like, no, you won't. This is wrong. You don't buy it. You don't buy the ring, Desmond. And she lays out the next few years, including Penny's heartbreak and going on the race around the world and pushing the button until he has to turn the failsafe key. They just did a failsafe thing in Westworld. Like, they're trying... There's so many Lost references in there that it's like...
Failsafe? Where did they do a failsafe in Westworld?
The thing in the spine. The thing in the spine. I mean, come on, another Lost reference that we're talking about in the last episode of Westworld. How they can't leave the park because it's a thing in their lower spine.
And they would explode
and it's
or something?
the failsafe.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Two things back to back there. Well, he says, and if he doesn't do these things, every single one of us is dead. And then he asks who she is. They go for a walk, and she buys some.
And she's
some
like, I married
chestnuts.
Widmore, and we had Daniel Faraday,
Right.
but we don't know why we named him Daniel Faraday because his name was Widmore, and my last name is Hawking, and, we just wanted to fuck with the viewers.
Right, exactly. That's pretty much
That would have been really great if she could have said all of that.
So, she points out the guy in the red shoes, and he asks her if this is really happening. She tells him he's not going to spend the rest of his life with Penny, despite his, objections that he's going to.
But she's wrong.
From now, she means, though. He wants to, starting now.
Okay.
She's like, that's not going to happen. You're not going to spend the rest of your life with Penny. Meaning the next 6 years or so, you're going to have to be without her, and then you can be with her for the rest of your life.
But she didn't say that.
Correct. Why would she tell him?
She should have been like, you have to wait 6 years.
Okay. I mean, do you think he would have been like, oh, fine, fuck it,
Oh,
sure.
all right. I guess I'll
it's just
go
6
to the
years, I
movies.
guess. So the thing collapses on the guy, and then she explains about the course correction. If you avoid it, it's fucking Final Destination. If you avoid the death
Which
here...
scares me on every highway when I'm behind any sort of guy with logs.
Exactly. Every time. It's like, why are we in a Final Destination
Why are we
scenario?
on the highway with this guy? Shouldn't he have his own highway?
Can we just...
Like a death highway? That'd be great.
A death highway. So that was setting us up for Charlie.
Yeah.
That no matter what, it was going to happen eventually. Yeah. There's just so much info in this episode. They dumped a whole shitload of stuff on us all in like a split second.
Yeah, but I don't think that all this aired together, so it was okay.
It did. Maybe not every piece of this episode, but all of the Desmond stuff.
Oh, okay.
That would have been... I mean, you had to wait a few episodes into season 3 to get it, but... She tells him he's going to do it because he's supposed to, not because he wants to, and he says he's going to marry Penny anyway. And she says pushing the button is the only truly great thing you'll ever do. And then walking down the street, he finds a recruitment office, and it says honor, adventure, be a man you could be proud of. Like, could it be any more geared towards him at that moment?
Yeah, but they probably went back in time and put those stickers in the window for Desmond.
On the street, photo booth guy goads Desmond into the picture for the grandkids, and then he pulls down a bunch of different backgrounds, and then gets to the marina scene from the hatch picture, and then he's like, I can't do this, and breaks up with her.
And then he goes back and joins the military.
Right. Okay, fine. That would make sense.
After he throws the ring in the ocean, and I
loved that shot.
But all I can think was, I wonder who's going to buy the metal detector and swim in their scuba gear and find all the diamond rings that are at the bottom of the ocean.
From all the different takes?
No, just like
in general. Who's going to probably...
There's somebody who makes money finding...
Smeagol, I think is his name. I'm pretty proud of that one. Shut up.
That was awful.
She slaps him and tells him not to pretend he doesn't care, and he asks, well, what did you leave your flat? And she's like, don't pretend you weren't too proud to move in there, because you don't make enough money.
He doesn't make any.
He says he's sorry, but we're not supposed to be together, and then he throws it into the water. Badass shot.
Yeah,
but he gets to keep the picture. She paid for the picture. She didn't even want it.
Right, he kept it.
Desmond sees the McCutcheon 60 when he goes back to the bar, and he asks for a pint of the cheapest beer. He's celebrating the biggest mistake of his life, and he says he's pretty sure he made this mistake before. Accurate. Make Your Own Kind of Music comes on. The rest of that scene plays out the way he predicted it originally. Mm-hmm. But he tells the bartender to duck, and he gets hit in the face with the cricket bat, and then that puts him back. And then but it flashes back to the key turning. Mm-hmm. And then we go to the pier where the sky turns purple. Mm-hmm. And it makes the, wooba noise.
Wooba.
It stops, and then the hatch door lands on the beach right where Claire's standing. Couldn't it just... Why was Bernard looking? Why couldn't it just taken her out right there?
Cut her right in half with the baby in her arms.
Like quarantine.
Nice. Yeah.
At the beach, they clean up the mess made of the pantry. I don't know why the pantry was a mess. Is it because everything was shaking?
Maybe.
When the sky turned purple? I don't...
Maybe part of the other... Did something else fly over and knock it over?
Maybe. I don't know. Charlie stumbles out to the camp, and he still can't hear well. And Charlie's surprised Echo and Locke aren't back yet. We go to the pier, and Ben isn't happy about the arrangement they made with Michael. They got more than they bargained for with Walt. Again, a cop-out at this point. It's a cop-out answer. Mm-hmm. They had to get rid of him. He was fucking 8 feet tall when they showed him in the boat. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how big did that kid get in 1 year?
Well, they didn't show much of him. He was like crouched down, and then he
so
hugged Michael, and that was it.
Right, but the way he hugged Michael, it was like a grown-ass man, arms around his back. Like, holy shit, dude, he got so big so quickly. I mean, he was 12 playing 8, and so he's 13 playing 8 still. Like, that doesn't work. Michael lived up to his word, and they do too, and he tells them to take the boat and follow compass, bearing 325. They'll find rescue. And he's like, how do you know I won't tell people when I get back? And he's like, it won't matter. When you leave, you won't be able to get back, and then if you did, people would find out what the fuck you did to get your son back. And then you'd be ostracized even more. So when he goes back, he doesn't get to be Michael Dawson. He has to be somebody else. He can't be Michael Dawson from Oceanic 815.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
That would probably be why Walt would have to stay with the grandma.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But Walt was supposed to be on the ship anyway.
Well, he was supposed
to
on
the boat.
Plane.
Oh my god.
The ship?
Plane. I keep saying ship. I'm thinking about the freighter.
Yeah. And then he asks who they are, and you're like, we're the good guys, Michael. I mean, I'm not certain I believe that, even knowing their
Oh, hell no. We did not
long-term.
believe that at the time either.
Michael gets in the boat with Walt, who is now 8 feet tall. They have a nice little reunion. Ben comes back to the four of them, and they take off Hurley's gag and cut him free, tell him to go back, and that his job is to tell the rest of the people they can never come here.
You think they did that because they thought it would take him like 7 days to get back to the other side of the island?
They didn't even give him any water or anything.
Right. All right, you walk back now.
I'm pretty sure this was still season 2. I think that the other they said the other 3 are coming home with us, and Michael and Walt take off, and then Kate looks at Jack, and then we see Sawyer, and then boom, they get the things put over their heads. I'm pretty sure that was where season 2 ended.
Maybe.
because you saw the purple sky shit, and you're like,
Okay.
what the fuck happened?
Right.
And then we don't go back to the hatch
Okay.
before the end of the episode. We go to at the beach at night, and Charlie's trying to pop his ears by the fire.
Yeah.
I sympathized with that one. Claire asks what happened, and then he jokes about the flaming fireball and the flying fork.
Yeah.
He tells her nothing happened, and he pretends not to know about the sky turning violet.
Yeah.
And she kisses him. She's kind of finally accepting him, which I don't know what the fuck took her so long.
I know, because she's no prize.
They seem happy for a minute, and then I don't know if you noticed, but when they pulled back, there were 8 fires on the beach.
I did not notice that.
Whatever. So then
Why would I notice that?
I don't know. They go to the North Pole or whatever,
North Pole?
wherever the fuck that was, where they were at with the blizzard happening outside. At the end, we cut to the I can't think of the term that they used. The station where they were watching for the electromagnetic anomaly. They were playing chess.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So we go there, that was like the first confirmation that there was the outside world still existing, which was so badass. That was the end of season 2.
Okay.
We pull in from a blistering blizzard, and there's 2 guys speaking another language, playing chess and drinking warm beverages. And then it says electromagnetic anomaly detected 741880. I'm pretty sure there's something where if you do something with that, you can decode it to being some form of the numbers or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but one says, that's it, isn't it? We missed it again. And then they figure out it's not a false alarm, and he tells him to call. The guy looks too much like Jack.
Yeah.
They really could have picked somebody different to play the part. It was confusing. I'm like, wait a minute, is Jack making this call?
Right.
How the fuck does that make any sense at all? Phone rings and Penny answers it, and the guy speaks English now, and he's like, it's us. I think we found it. And I was just like, yes!
Good.
I want to keep watching at that point. But
Thank goodness.
what?
57 episodes in, we want to still watch.
58 episodes.
Whatever.
This is episode 58.
I
Did
always
you
have
watch
to
the
ask.
long episode again?
No, I didn't.
You say that.
Whatever.
Anything else? You got anything to plug?
Anything to plug?
Yeah. Like any big tour dates coming up or anything?
Tour dates?
Yeah. You will be performing.
I will be, and you're coming. I did buy you some tickets
So
for
you're
that.
gonna plug your show?
I will be performing with the Northwest Indiana Symphony Chorus and the Northwest Indiana Symphony Orchestra at the Star Plaza Theater on Thursday, December 8th. I'm like, what's the date?
I feel like you should have this.
Okay, yeah,
snappy.
sorry. Holiday Pops concert at the Star Plaza in Maryville, Indiana on Thursday, December 8th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.
Get them now.
Yeah.
You can check
They're
out
like
any of our other-
$30 to $70 a ticket or something, but it's really awesome. Yeah.
It's a bit pricey.
It is.
Being honest.
It's an amazing show.
You've never charged anything.
You
for
owe
any of
me
these
$60
podcasts.
actually.
$60. Fuck.
Because I bought you 2 tickets.
Okay, well, check out any of the other shows. I do a couple podcasts with her husband. I do Chronologically Joel, which is just following me every day. It's super annoying.
I follow him around every day, all the time. It is super annoying.
This is how to watch TV.
See you later.
Bye.
All these memories in my mind, my mind. I'm still a secret lemonade drinker.